So we just left the VMFA. I felt very inspired by all the pieces I saw today in this collection, and I'm excited to paint some in my sketchbook. I'll be doing a artist study of some of my favorite paintings that I saw today from the Whistler to Cassatt collection. So I have my completed sketchbook spread of the Whistler to Cassatt art exhibition that I visited recently that I will show you in a few minutes. But first, I wanted to show you what I actually got at the museum. So I got some fun postcards, and this was a brochure, not a brochure, pamphlet, a pamphlet that they gave us for the exhibit that you can look through and find more information about the different artists. I really love the design of this. It really gives me the salon vibes that I felt like the whole exhibit was going for, like a very French salon art gallery feeling that I felt like I personally felt when I was there. So I really love this. And then I went to the gift shop after I finished the exhibit. My sister and I were looking through some postcards, and they're really nice, high quality postcards. Like, they have a little glossy sheen, and these are some of the paintings that I saw at the exhibit that are so beautiful, and I just wanted to take them home. So I got this one. This painting is called Sunlight by Frank Weston Benson. This reminded me of Anne of Green Gables, which is the show I've been watching. She kind of looks like the adult version of her, which I really liked, so I got that one. And then this one over here is another painting that I saw. It's called The Sketchers by John Singer Sargent. And this one I really liked because it reminded me of Little Woman, specifically Amy March, when she grows up and becomes an artist as she's studying art in France, which actually correlates quite well because she's an American artist who goes to France to study art. So, which is what this whole exhibition was about, American artists going to France and studying art there, being very affected by the nature there. And I felt like this painting really communicated that and really reminded me of that. And then we have this one that I really like because it gave me a very comforting, cozy feeling looking at this, especially like with the people lounging in the grass and like the clouds in the sky and the ocean, I believe it's the ocean or a river, but it is so beautiful, and it reminded me so much of what it's like to just kind of get away to the countryside and escape all the hustle and bustle and noise of life. But this one is called Idle Hours by William Merritt Chase. Now we're gonna look into my sketchbook spread that I did for this art exhibit to visit. I really loved painting this spread because I felt like when I was walking through the exhibit and looking through all the paintings, I felt deeply affected by how bright and light-hearted the whole exhibit felt to me. And for me personally, I've been going through quite a heavy period in my personal life, and so to walk through an exhibit that exudes so much light, and it really felt like I was being bathed in sunlight, basically, it really brought some sense of hope to me and longing for what I wish I could have right now. And so to have that while looking at these paintings, to have a sense of feeling of peace and lightness felt really special to me when looking at these paintings. I was writing down here how it felt really soothing and warm, and the embodiment of cozy and aesthetics and cottagecore. It really exhibited these things to me personally, and that's sort of the first thoughts that I have when I was looking through these paintings. And then the next thoughts I had was the style of painting. It felt very textured, very bright. They used a lot of bright colors to communicate light and depth. And so one thing I felt like was really exhibited in these paintings was the texture of the brushstrokes being very windswept like it was very, the strokes were quite fast looking, like it was done quite quickly, and a lot of layers that it was done to communicate a sense of depth and light, which I was so drawn to and I loved about each of these paintings that I did some studies on. So like this one, this is called In the Sun by Theodore Robinson, and this one was of a girl just lying in a field of grass basking in the sun, which is honestly what I want to do right now and kind of what I want to do every day. I'm such like a sun lover. I love just being bathed in sunlight. It's just so refreshing and soothing for my soul. So this painting really felt like a reflection of me in a way. So I was like, I really want to draw this. One thing I loved about this painting was the amount of color in her dress. So there's a lot of blues and purples and like yellows and pinks here and green. It was just so beautiful the way that this painter captured light and shadow on this girl and in the grass as well, and the texture, which I absolutely loved. Over here I have some colors that I felt when I was looking at these paintings, and just the overall color palette I felt like was being represented. So it's like this kind of peachy pink, green, and then this blue. It's like I think the watercolor I used was Verder blue, which is a very powdery light blue, which was very much seen throughout a lot of the paintings, or like this cobalt blue. So like for example, I'll show you in the postcard, in the clouds and in the sky here you see this powder blue, and then here it's like this beautiful bright cobalt blue. This was seen a lot in, this was something I saw a lot in the paintings, which I really loved. The next set of paintings that I did was this one called The Late Afternoon Juvenile by Guy Orlando Rose, and then we have Wild Asters by Denis Miller Banker. Did I write that right? I think Banker. And then we have Sunlight and Shadow in Shinnecock Hills. I think I'm saying that wrong, but yeah, that, and then by William Merritt. So these were the ones that I really liked, and I kept coming back to look at and observe, especially this one, the Wild Asters. Oh my goodness, like seeing this in person, I looked up some pictures of it online after I came home, and I was like, oh my gosh, these pictures do not do it justice. Like the blues in this water are so vibrant and beautifully bright. Like I just kept looking at them and I was like, wow, I feel so drawn to this blue. Like I want to just live in this blue color. It was so captivating. Over here, the one thing I was super drawn to in this painting was the way he used shadows in the front part of the painting, the front where he used a lot of purples and blues and pinks to communicate shadows. And I loved how he used colors, these vibrant colors, to communicate a sense of depth and light and shadow, because that really drew me to the painting and it was something I wanted to emulate here as well. One of the best ways to get through an art block, in my experience, is to look at art, if you're able to, and if you have access to go to an art museum and look at paintings of former artists, master artists, look at the art that they've created and take that as a source of inspiration. I felt so impacted by the work there, and I want to start emulating more textures into my work, just like what I saw at the Whistler to Cassatt exhibition. So I highly recommend looking at art and looking at other artists and just finding inspiration there of what they've done. Take that as a source of inspiration and then make it into your own, and make sure it is in your own voice, because that is so important in art, is making sure that your voice is seen in your work. It's one of the most beautiful things about art, is the fact that you get to have a voice and that you get to communicate that through a creative means. I hope this video was inspiring to you and that it brought some ideas for what you could do for your sketchbook or just any art projects you want to do. Thank you so much for watching this video, and if you would like to see more, you can subscribe and like this video, and I'll talk to you soon.